I know you're home. You really don't want me to break down the door and wake up the whole floor. Cops are gonna be busy for the next few days. Your call's gonna be dropped if you're not reporting domestic terrorism at least. You know exactly why. Can't get a decent night off with your old buddies around. Check the news if you want, but trust me, I don't think it's gonna be good for the kiddo. So, might as well save yourself a couple $100 and whatever else is on your deposit. Not so bad, huh? You can thank me later. God, you look like a wreck. Want me to take care of the kiddo while you get some sleep? You look like you need it. Are we really gonna keep doing this? Nothing says I'm not allowed to see him. Yeah, 'cause the judge wasn't stupid. Hopefully the same goes for you. If they can't even put me in prison for a couple of ransoms, then no custody order is going to stop me from visiting when I want to. Oh, trust me, I'd have tried a lot sooner, but work kinda tends to get in the way. I don't know if that's why your old buddies haven't offered babysitting services yet either. Did they drop you after they found out that you like your guys combative and aggressive in places off the battlefield? Well, you've got your proof right there. No point in denying it when I've seen it for myself. For real though, were you kicked out? Figures. Though I guess being a full-time parent is a good enough excuse to not have you slowing everyone down. Can't protect your neighbors when you're out there cursing them at like 2 a.m. for waking up your kid with a car alarm. If it makes you feel better, your old buddies will probably be in the hospital for the next week or so. What? It's the least I can do for making you lose your job. Sorry that someone had to go, but one less nuisance to deal with on a daily basis makes my job a lot easier. Of course it was intentional. What do you take me for? Well, I'll have you know, I made very meticulous plans to spend quality time with the cutest girl I have ever had the pleasure of throwing hands against, and you played right into them. Having a smaller group to deal with was a nice bonus. I'm still as willing a volunteer as ever, just without the throwing hands part. Gotta leave a good impression on the kiddo. Not sure why you think I wouldn't. Besides, I think we'd both be a lot happier if we kept the violence to a minimum. I don't know how much more blatant my motives could be, but throw out your accusations, I guess. How about this? Maybe I just have the diabolically evil urge to be a decent father to my son. You've already gotten a little taste of how well I can take care of you if you let me. Maybe with some more experience, you'll get to see that I have more to offer. money to cover expenses for both of you, and a little extra support that you're not getting elsewhere. I wasn't gonna say this in front of the judge, but child support doesn't have to be limited to dirty money. Maybe that'll change your mind? Would you rather live off your savings until he's old enough for school? Really? Well, you should have said something. You made it sound like you were out of a job altogether. Better than nothing, I guess. Still, if it's not making you enough for a babysitter, you could do better. You know, we've actually been looking for someone to replace our last mission control. You get to work remotely and have better benefits. Having me on call 24/7? Paid maternity leave coming right out of my pockets, and free babysitting services. You really can't take the hint, can you? Just how many more bribes do you need me to give you just so I can see my own kid? I've got to make sure that you're taking better care of him than yourself. Well, yeah, he's mine too. I can't have you putting dumb stuff in his head. He's not watching guys get beat up for tying damsels to train tracks if I have anything to say about it. Too violent for that age. And he's got to see both sides to the story to make a fair judgment. Maybe the damsel was into it, and the hero got in the way. Wouldn't be the first time either of us have come across someone like that, huh? I happen to know a certain someone who'd benefit from getting tied to her bed for the next few hours until she gets some proper sleep. Oh, really? Well, if you've got enough energy in your system, you know the perfect way to prove me wrong. Hey, come on, bunny. You made your life easier by letting me in here. Don't screw yourself out of a perfectly good door. What's wrong with Bunny? I thought you liked it. You don't have to pretend now that you're not trying to save face with your old buddies. You're allowed to like things, you know? Fine, just don't act like a hypocrite and give our kid a dumb nickname. You know, like Captain Cutie Pie or the Defender of Child Support. Yeah, because he doesn't need unrealistic expectations of heroism placed on him at such an early age. You might find yourself on a block list 30 years from now if you discourage him from doing what he wants to do. If he's anything like his dad, heroics may not be to his taste. But you'll never know if you don't let him explore his interests. You know, they say exposing your child to different worldviews is good for their intellectual... You know, they do say exposing your child to different worldviews is good for their intellectual development. I don't know. Someone out there probably did. I just figured if you trusted me enough without your clothes on, you'd trust me with this. Look, I haven't bothered you or the kiddo a single time since we got all of this sorted out. I'd like you to give me the benefit of the doubt at least once. I'm sure the adrenaline kick will be enough to snatch him away from me if you feel so threatened. So don't worry. Can I hold him, please? Aw, hey there, little guy. Look at you. You've gotten so big since the last time I saw you. Aha! Oh no, don't hurt my hand. That's my only weak spot. How did you know? Oh, you've got some strong little hands. I bet you'll be ready for your first gauntlet soon. Come on, look at him. He's a natural. Don't tell me you don't see it. Someone's gotta teach him not to take after you. He's already got a head start on making the wrong enemies. Well, I know what I'm doing for the next few hours while you get your beauty sleep. Yeah, once I'm done with him, he'll be unrecognizable. He's gonna know his ABCs before he can even talk. A for arson burns through your permanent record. B for banks are an easy source of cash when your not ex needs a little more support in her life. C for God, you need to lighten up. You fall for this stuff so easily. I wish you'd fall for me again. We'd both get something out of it. Just swallow your pride like you did back then. You've got nothing to lose that you haven't already. No one who matters is gonna care about the type of guy you spend your time with. Nothing is holding you back anymore. Well, if one kid isn't enough to convince you, maybe the second time's a charm? You can fall for that one. I'm not joking. I know I can convince you again. I haven't forgotten what got you the first time. In fact, it'll be a lot easier. Not having to lose your job. No going behind people's backs and worrying about getting caught. It might be part of the fun, but there's other ways to get that same thrill, you know? I've got lots of experience putting people in their place. So, if you want to keep treating me as the bad guy, I'll push you as close to the edge as you want. The longer you aren't living the hero life, the harder it'll be to fight back. And the more I fight, the better I'll get at surprising you with new tricks up my sleeve. Enemies will deal with the pain of all the mistakes. You're the only one who gets to see it done right. And best of all, no one gets in the way this time. The kiddo doesn't get in the way of anything. He's right where he needs to be. He needs to see how much his daddy loves his mommy. And of course, I can't forget you, little guy, can I? Sorry, he gets kiss priority. He's the real love of my life. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I never stop thinking about him. He's really all I think about these days, actually. And you, of course. I had to think long and hard about how I'd get through you to see him. Maybe a little more than that. Only when I was feeling especially evil. I mean, when you're out there trying to do ransoms, you deal with a lot of girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses, family, you name it. Sometimes I like to rank the types of begging I hear, so I can compare it to yours and... Okay. I'll shut up. But you wanted to know. Oh, I'm going to be the best influence on our son. Just you wait. Now. Don't threaten me with a good time. You'll regret those words. Because you're not going to enjoy yourself as much as you would when you're well rested. Now get some sleep. The kiddo's gonna be fine. He's not going anywhere. Plenty of mischief to do here. Lots of dangerous things like figuring out how to warm his bottle properly without burning your apartment down. Fine, I'll let you stay up for that. And only that. Just because I know how much you love playing with fire. Show me whatever I need to do. I learn pretty quick. Oh, even better. I'll just use a manual so I don't have to keep waking you up. I'll take any other resources you've got, but I should have most things down. I might have gotten some practice here or there with a few little ones. Common courtesy for ransom victims. Look, I was willing to put a few heroes in the hospital so I could get some time off and break a door down for the kiddo. Might as well kill two birds with one stone while on the job. All that matters is that he's in good hands. You have nothing to worry about. Now go get your rest, Mama. You need it. It's better than Bunny, at least, right? Yeah, thought so. Sleep well so you're ready to fight later. Could be the boring kind, or the fun kind. Depends on whether you want to play happy family with me or not. Either way, I'm winning. You can count on that.